Okay, so I'm kind of, let me try to get this layout. Just I've been feeling a lot happier since I moved to my new home, and yeah, and I'm very I'm very thankful that it happened, and I noticed I've been a lot happier, and I've been kind of, it's been very quiet, very kind of, very relaxed, and you know, got people that I can do deep conversation with, which is always is a good thing. And just let me try to center. Okay, so I'm this is my first live from my laptop, and it's just it's just been you know a lot of humbling moment. It's really just have happened, and I mean today I went and took a walk, and partly and it's been very good for me, and yeah. Then I dropped by the Kinsman Twin Arenas because I don't live too far from them, and I just saw a bunch of uh, vehicles parked there, and so yeah, I guess there's been some kind of event going on, but I just went there, took just grabbed, did a few pictures of the old scoreboard, and I was thinking by now they would have had a new one, but they don't right now. I mean, yeah, like it really, we're supposed to get some three new buses in for the city, and yeah, I mean they're pretty expensive because they're really like a single bus costs about 750 grand to build, and it's like anyone can retire on that. Like, well, I met someone. I mean, sometimes like with autism, you try to mask something, but sometimes you don't see what's under the mask, and like you don't know what the intentions are. But like it's their stand. What people don't understand that you become what your intent is. Like, what is your intent? What are people? There are some people who can smell your intentions, and just it really does. It really goes like a long way with a whole bunch of stuff. And, just like I do not read facial languages at all. Like it's like to me, it's just I don't recognize these facial expressions, and I can't tell, which is why I have a hard time with social situations, and I don't know what's appropriate or not, and don't know what kind of social little things are, but I've been just gonna, but even though I kind of just do it a lot, but it doesn't. I don't care what other people think, but like people are just blindly following what our country, everything our prime minister is doing. He's just trying to do everything to yes into a communist state ruled by China. The World Economic Forum is, one day become an empty shell. And because I think I know very well that Klaus Schwab will not leave his organization into the hands of the next generation. Instead, he's going to set up a network of AIs, is what I'm thinking. It'll be a decision-making system that has been using all the information that he's gathered. He's really, even the world, even his organization just started with one man. His desires are just grown so huge, bloated. Yeah, everyone in Davos, Switzerland will think that, the rich ruling elites are going to one day build a rocket ship and fly off into space. And it'll be like Elysium, and Elysium means paradise. And pretty soon, it'll be just like that. But there'll be 4 AIs, as sort of a digital Mount Rushmore, along with a core AI that will unite. But there are still weak points there. If we could fool the intrusion detection system with the right code, we could probably find a way to use it as a haven, just to be out of sight. In the internet society, we will have net havens and data havens. It's a place where social convention and the rules of the net are not applicable. And back in the 20th century, the super rich would open up bank accounts in countries without income tax laws to evade paying taxes. Yeah, and just likewise, in data havens, people are going to use those to escape from ID control with the digital ID and all that coming on. Even so, the AIs there's no way to break into them from the outside. There wouldn't be, because everything would be he locked in, he kept under control. Everything would be monitored and kept under control, just to avert catastrophe. But we know that God has a plan, and that all of this sinfulness and debauchery is just going to someday be vanquished. And it will happen. But Trump's fulfilling what the Bible prophecies are going to be. It means because the veil has been torn, and because the veil, it's not been pulled, it's been torn, and everyone knows what China is up to, because that's where Satan's stronghold is. And I live in Red Deer, and Red Deer is a strong has an oil economy, basically. Yeah, and it's also a dangerous place. It's because I see a whole bunch of all kinds of sketchy people out there. They're trying to panhandle for money, anything they can sell for drugs, anything they can get just to get their drugs, and it's just not gonna, everything's gonna get worse before it gets better. That's why, you could, when I piece these things together, this year was just the start of the tribulation, and at some point there will be the rapture, and the exodus of millions that they'll be caught up, and then they'll be careful for 3.5 years. But blessed are those who die for the Lord. And there's a lot. There's so many people out there that are just, their mental health is just really, really bad, and it's like the demons are really, he got a hold of them. I mean, demons are bent on our destruction, and the only thing is that there's more angels than demons. And you know, it's like I'm trying to understand and connect the dots when you think about it. And I mean, I'm kind of a, I mean, I like to dive in. When I talk, I like to dive into stuff, and I don't like the small talk. And it just trying to fake that is so tiresome. And it's like so, and I just and I just I need to go and just have a half an hour to myself and shut shut that door. And that's it. Just I mean, small talk. Ugh, like it is so exhausting. Just I mean that just it goes to show that that you have a lot. Just something can there are things that can ruin everything. And like one day it's only a matter of time before everything comes to light. So anyways, that's all I have to say. So I'm gonna say thank you for, if anyone's watching this, just remember we are in this together, and we will fight for the glory of God. And, and, and amen. So bye now.